Okay, so a few days ago, yeah, I managed to win Challenger in season Super Rare, which yeah is obviously a hefty cash prize. I think it was like 1.3 ETH roughly, and yeah, I'm not used to having a a cash balance that big, if I'm being honest, and yeah, I didn't want to spunk it all in one, which I'd probably be prone to if I was used to having cash balances that big. But yeah, it was kind of not new territory, but like in a way, it kind of was because like I've had big cash balances like years ago, but never really carried a big cash balance over the last couple of months, even probably the last year and a half, I would say. It's always healthy to do that. Like if you do have a good healthy balance as well as your gallery, like it's nice that it allows you to come in and out of plays and whatever. But yeah, the most important thing for me was like, where are my holes? Where are my holes in my gallery right now that I need filling that aren't gonna like break the bank to where like my whole balance is gone in like a couple of players. The first thing I went out and did was bring in season Klaus. Now I have his rare classic card. I've had that since bringing in or having the Nice collection that I do. But his price has come down a little bit over the last week or so compared to what it was at. So I'm at 4% on my Nice collection. It will be at 5% after probably 60 odd days. I'm second in the rankings. I haven't got every single player, but I've got all the players I've really won, bar maybe Makoku. That's probably it, to be honest. So I'm quite happy with where I'm at with that. Originally, it was just like let me get the defensive stack sorted, and then I'll buy forward from other teams, which I went and did with Stad Reims, with like Ito and Nakamura. Anyway, I ended up falling in love with Jeremy Boga and Mohamed Ali Cho. So I've got like options from Nice now and from Stad Reims. And then Tanguy and Ndombele turned into prime Tottenham Tanguy and Ndombele this season so far. So that's been great. I've already managed like a top 4 or 5 result with that Nice collection. And yeah, the missing piece was an in-season Klaus. So that's why I brought him in. Where's even 2 on here? Oh, there he is, yeah. So I didn't buy him I bought him from somebody else, sorry. I paid like 90 quid for him, and the guy that won him in an auction paid 87. So I hardly gave him much of a profit, but it was a profit nonetheless in ETH. But like comparing to the other, the instant buy 123, 117, 112, 135 previous sales, like I feel like I've done pretty well there. On that as just as a buy and like for what I need, because that then allows me to really, I've already done it because you can see the card I've bought, but basically, like, now that I have that Klaus in season card, it allows me then to have, or want to have, and now I have got him, a classic. It could be midfielder, it could have been a forward, it could have been a defender, it could have been like an extra position card. It just so be it that, or it sort of falls in that the game week after this international break, when club football is back, Reims play Auxerre away, which is not the hardest game in the world, and Kimmich is at home to Stuttgart. So, if I went and got an in-season Kimmich, it would have cost me over double, basically, of the classic. And getting the Klaus in season enabled me to get the Kimmich classic, because otherwise, like doing it the other way around, where's my Klaus? Maybe I've played him in another lineup. Let me go preferences, show pick players. Yeah, so see, I have a normal, a classic Klaus, and obviously an in-season one now. If I was to get the in-season Kimmich, that obviously cost me a lot more money. So from like a saving money standpoint, a budget standpoint, I went and got the in-season Klaus, which then allows me to then bring in, a classic smash in Kimmich. That could have been basically anyone. Like, I was toying with the idea of getting in maybe like an Amiri in-season, which is like £160. I was toying with the idea of getting a Gross classic, but I could have, I mean, for the price what I paid for Kimmich, I could have got an in-season gross for that. But like what I'm seeing from Kimmich right now under company positionally, as in like he's not playing right back anymore, playing CDM on set pieces, I know Elise's been taking a couple as well. Like I just can't find, there's no other player on the platform really, as a midfielder, that's just doing like 40 AA every game basically. Never mind the odd decisive as well. So, and I'm not saying that like I'm not paying for that. Like I'm paying for that as a premium, don't get me wrong. Like I paid basically 360 quid for it. I brought in a couple of collection pieces as well with it. I mean, he's not the lowest of XPs, but he's not that high. I do need a few. I will get a few boosts to get, to put on him at some point when I win them. Because for some reason, I'm not winning boosts right now. But yeah, so far, this is what I've done with, the money that I won from that Challenger in-season win. And for me, it's, if I'm going to spend money now, it's got to be on cards that are going to, potentially yield me more money, and compound that way. Although Kimmich is a classic card, he basically is now my automatic captain in in-season Division 1. Every game week, he's fit, effectively. So it was about, okay, well, what can I put around him, i.e. the Klaus in season? I've already got the Bolka. I've already got, the Ito. I've got the Boga. Like, I've got things around Kimmich now that I can, I don't have to go double forward. I could bring in Boga, which would be double forward, but obviously different play, different team. I can't use any of my classic like Vinny, Rodrigo, Pedri, of course. I could go Tanguy and Ndombele, that's been doing pretty well. So I'm still not as like strong as maybe I could be if I was to spend more money, obviously. But like I've been winning bits of cash with, without a Kimmich. Never mind this rig with a Kimmich. I just think, it just elevates me to a level now that I want to be at in Division 1 champion, because I do think it's a fun division to play. Like I mentioned, I have had a bit of success already with the Nice stuff and with the Ito and Nakamura attacking stack. I bought a Harit in season as well, so if he wasn't on the bench last game, that would have been quite nice for me, but he ended up getting benched for whatever reason. I've just got options, but ultimately there's no reason why Kimmich won't be the first name on the team sheet in this lineup every week basically. And it's what defender do I play around that? Do I go double defense? I could go Dante and Klaus. There's definitely options there. If I think Nice are heavily favoured to get a clean sheet, then I'll just go double defense with Klaus and Dante probably in season Dante, and then whoever I choose as the forward. If I think it's Boga that week, then it's Boga. If it's not, it's Ito, it's Nakamura, it's Cho. I have a lot of options, between the Nice stuff and the Kimmich now. And I just think, the other thing for me is I've had a little look back and, at previous weeks where, Champion's been ongoing, and like Kimmich is a popular play in Champ, but he's played more frequently in the Bundesliga comp. So in a weird way, like, although he's still a really popular player, I think there was 16 Kimmiches in season Champion Division 1, the competition I'm sort of playing in now. And so like it's still quite a few of them, but it's not like a ton. And so, me adding mine in there doesn't, it just puts me on a level playing field with those Kimmich players. I know they'll have other buy-in pieces and stuff, but I think, I think I've, done pretty well to spend, 360 quid plus the 90. I know there's bits here that add up. I basically spent, roughly almost 500 quid on, a Kimmich and a Klaus in season, which I fancy to kind of make that back over the season. Realistically, if Kimmich can carry on what he's doing, and we know what Klaus can do as well on his day, and will I spend more? Maybe. I'm quite happy and I'm quite content with seeing the 1 ETH in my balance. Like I don't want to drop below that right now, to be honest. So that's part of maybe not spending any more for now. And and it's international break, so anything could happen. We get bored and whatever. But I think I've been quite reasonable with what I've wanted, like what I've got. Like I've always wanted to get a Kimmich card in. Not that I've always played Champ, but like Kimmich has been the guy for a long time, and not that you can't survive without one, but I think it just levels up my chances of winning anything in Champion. As far as the higher tiers of cash go, considerably. And that's kind of my piece.